Everything's fine.
I thought I was gonna die. This reminds me of the video that I made. Let me see where the camera is. Okay, I'm supposed to look there. This reminds me of that horrible, horrible makeup video that I made. And I'll link it below because it is so horrible. But I'm just gonna have to try to overcome my vanity and make a video because I miss y'all and we haven't been able to video. Actually, we did make a video a few Sundays ago and it was just awkward and not good at all. There were people walking in. We had to do it in the kitchen because Molly's kitchen it's gutted now. But we had to do it in her kitchen because the other room was filled up anyway. People were walking in and out. And we both just knew at the time that it was just awkward. It was very awkward. So we haven't done anything. And our house is under contract now. So I have a feeling that I'm fixing to be very busy. And I'm not good at this. I was in the house, I was sitting on the bed. That wasn't good lighting. I don't think this is good lighting. I'm outside, but it's God's lighting. And so if it shows up all my flaws, well, it's just the way it is because I wanted to say hi. How are y'all doing? We are very busy, but so is everybody in life. You know, did y'all ever think in your early 20s that when you got to be, you know, in your 40s, 50s, 60s, that life would be less busy? And I think I did, and I was wrong. There's many things to do, and I'm glad because I want to stay busy. I don't want to just have nothing to do and just lay around. But that was a misconception of my youth, that once you reached a certain age, that your life would become peaceful and you just kind of gad about town and do whatever and shop to your heart's content. I wouldn't even want to shop to my heart's content at this point. So that's what's going on. I did babysit for Molly while they went to Colorado, and we talked about that in let's just call it the awkward video. And this one may be equally as awkward, but it ended up, the police came. I thought we were having a break-in. It was terrifying, and I remained fairly calm, I think, and Molly may choose to insert the video of me in my pajamas talking to the police officers, but everything was fine. It just was part of the security, part of the someone's trying to call me. Okay, it was just part of Molly and Jonathan's security system that if the door wasn't closed good, then it would try to correct itself. Anyway, it was just quite the deal.
Is that him talking? Okay.
You might call him and see.
John? Well, it was like, did y'all mess with something on the back door? Like the lock? Well, I'll call you, okay? Everything's fine. Well, it's
I was about to say,
yeah,
they're probably
there we
to
go.
call you.
Molly?
What is going on?
Well, the back door spun around as if someone was trying to get into it. And I just went in and called the police. I started to call y'all.
Oh my gosh, Mama. It does that if it's not locked.
Well, it wasn't locked. So I said, I had a debate. I'll never get to babysit again if this is a mistake. But what if it really had been somebody? Then you would have...
No, yeah. I understand. I should have told you that the door will automatically try to lock itself when the tenant is.
Okay.
I have to make sure that I put it in and close it. If you go ahead and lock it, and it won't do that again.
Okay. All
But
right.
our phones will whistle at it if there's movement, and so...
Okay.
I'll try to look at this double
right. Well, just think of me that I had just like cat-like reflexes and dialing 911. Okay.
Yes, thank you for protecting the
Yeah,
family.
everything's fine.
Yeah, no hospital. Yeah.
Okay, okay. All right, y'all. Love you, and I'm so sorry.
All right, no, it's not my mama. Let everything fine.
Okay. Oh,
All
bye.
right, love you.
Bye. Oh, so
How many
sorry.
grandkids do you have in there?
There's 3.
Two.
Yeah.
So I made it through that okay. You know, I didn't want to ruin my grandma babysitting career with a visit from the police, but it was just one of those things that it just happened, and situations happen, and so we got through it. And Molly and them have those talking cameras that see every move, so they got to be a part of it even though they were far away. So let me tell you about some things that I have been doing. One of them is I got a new purse. This one isn't it. Do y'all remember this purse of mine that absolutely drives me up the wall? I think we have a video on it, but I got it because it had a whole bunch of pockets, and it's got too many for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's got about 6 pockets. I thought it would make my life easier, that I would get more organized by having a purse like that, but it was just a nightmare because anytime I went anywhere, I would just zip and unzip and, oh, wait a minute, it's got to be in this zipper. And I think normal people know that they put things in this pocket or that pocket, but I can't remember from time to time what pocket I put anything in. Thus, this was not good for me. I got it off of Amazon. As far as quality, it's been good. But I thought, well, I'm going to try again. And so I think I got this on Walmart, and I'll see if I can find the link to it. But also it's brown because I got some brown boots. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm still of that generation, I guess, where if you have brown boots, then you most certainly would wear a black purse. So it seems like you need to have a brown purse to go with your brown boots. So it has less pockets, and I am very hopeful that at last I may get to be a little bit organized with my purse life. And so far, so good. Some other things that I have been doing besides waiting to see if this house deal goes through, because y'all know these house deals, something can happen and they can just not go through. And I've heard stories where people think they're going to be moving and they move out, and then the contract falls through, and then there they are. So it's one of those deals you just kind of have to weigh out all your options, and you have to just trust the process and go through it and see what happens. So in the meantime, I have started teaching a Bible study on Wednesday night, which I am loving. Now, let me be honest with y'all and tell you right off the get-go, when our women's ministry lady told me what it was going to be, I was just like, oh my, okay. But it's on spiritual disciplines. Anything with the word discipline in it, I just think, that's probably not for me. And it has been for me, and it's just been wonderful. We have gone back to basics and talked about those habits and practices in our life that bring us closer to God. Because you know, there is that Bible verse. It says, he says, if you draw near to me, I will draw near to you. And so we are learning just basic things on how to study your Bible, what meditation is, and memorization, things that are, I don't have it all down yet, y'all. I don't, but it has been a blessing to get it studied. Anyway, one of the things that I did on the Bible study night was I got me some of these tabs. Do you see those tabs? Ooh, the sun's bright. And, I don't know, what do y'all do? Have y'all ever had a Bible go south on you like that? I've tried to hot glue it in there, which that didn't work. So I heard somebody say the other day about getting something rebound. I don't know if that's something you do. But anyway, I got these tabs for Bible study, and they have been so helpful. And if you go on Etsy or on eBay or Amazon, you can find all sorts of wonderful like tabs and organizers and things that help you to study God's Word. So I heard on the radio one day, oh, y'all are just getting to see. It's awful. All right, but this is just a little visit we're having here. Just a little visit. I heard on a radio program, and it was a girl, and her name is Tara-Leigh Cobble. And she is the creator and host of the Bible Recap podcast. And it was just fascinating to me. And you know, a lot of us have gone through that where you read the Bible through in a year and you can just get bogged down in Leviticus or Deuteronomy, and then just, you know, there you go. You're just flat. And I was just determined this year that I'm going to read the whole Bible front to cover. And, you know, I've spent years and all in it, but I'm not sure that I've read every single word, and I haven't done it in a sense of order, a chronological order. So that's what I'm trying to do this year. So I got this book called The Bible Recap, and every day I read a few scriptures. This will probably show up backwards. I don't know what it shows up. Not a few scriptures. I usually read a couple, like this is Deuteronomy 24, 25, 26, 27. Ooh, that's 4 chapters. Normally it's just 2 or 3 chapters. And then she does, I pray before I read it, and I ask the Lord just to show me what he needs me to see for that day, things that I need to apply to my life, or things I just need to learn, or sometimes I have questions, sometimes I get excited. You know, the Bible is so good. It's just good. I could go on and on about how good it is. It just applies to every area of our life, and it's awesome. So I usually pray before I read it, and then I've started journaling, and I got this at, I think, TJ Maxx or Burke's, one of those cheap places, and I just write in it. Sometimes I write out my prayers. Sometimes I just kind of talk to God while I write. Sometimes I just kind of tell what I did that day, what I wish would have gone different, what I wish I'd have said different, or I've got all kinds of stuff in here. Sometimes I just write down what I've learned. Like in Genesis, God is kind to sinners. Everybody in the Bible is a sinner except Jesus Christ himself. And God's just so good. He just keeps drawing people back to him, even in the Old Testament. And that's what I'm learning. God is loving in the Old Testament too. So there's a lot of things in there I don't understand completely. But the more I read it, the more I understand, and the more I get to know God. And that was my purpose. So I've been doing that, and then writing in this journal, and I've enjoyed it. I have, but you know what? It's a discipline. Some days have to say it's not what I want to do. I'd rather go watch a YouTube video. I'd rather go see what Glitzy Fritzy or Melissa 55 or Whippoorwill Holler or what one of them, Paula Dean, what she's cooking that day. I'd rather go watch a video, but I'm like, no, Lord, I want to spend time with you. I need to spend time with you. Help me to want to spend time with you. And so I just get in there and get going. So I've enjoyed that. That's just sort of an update on that. And then I'm continuing to teach on Wednesday night, and then I have a group on Sunday morning. And then someone else asked if I would lead a Bible study in a neighboring town from where I am. And so that's very exciting to me. And I'm very humbled by that, because like I tell you, I don't know it all. The more I know, the less I realize I know. And so God is very gracious to honor my obedience, I would say. And I just know he can cover up a multitude of mess ups on my part. So I would just say that. Now, this is some blush I've been liking, and it's called Found. Baked Illuminating Blush. I don't know how it looks out here in the sun. I'm just sitting perched out here out in front of the, y'all see that? That's the chicken house back there. It's minus chickens. But this is Pink Glow. And I like it. I think I got it on Amazon, and I think it was fairly inexpensive. And it's pretty good stuff. So, what else do I need to tell y'all? What else has been going on? We went to Colorado. We went to Colorado to see my Sam, who plays pro rugby up there in Denver. Actually, he lives in Glendale, and there's Infinity Stadium, and we drove, which was like a 15-hour drive. And Bob went with me, and he did a great job. Traveling is something else, you know, and I just love Cracker Barrels, and I'm so thankful for Cracker Barrels because I just love the bathroom shopping, eating experience. You know, you can do it pretty much all there. And so I really watch for those Cracker Barrel signs, and we paced ourselves accordingly. And I got chicken fried steak on my mind. Y'all ever just get something on your mind? And I just thought, I'm gonna have a chicken fried steak at some point during this trip. And so at last we hit a Cracker Barrel, and it was a time to eat. And so Bob and I split a chicken fried steak, mashed potatoes and gravy, and it was so good. And then I always beeline it for the Cracker Barrel's sale department. You know, you go in a Cracker Barrel, and then usually right back there in that back right corner is 50 to 70% off. And I rarely buy anything, but every time I get just as excited to go in there and see what they have. Now, one year I do remember buying a ceramic flying pig, which is absolutely crazy. And I just thought it was so cheap. It was like 70% off or something. And I just thought that'll make a great white elephant gift. So that's what we got that year, was the flying pig. What else have I bought back there? Rarely anything. I was real tempted by, they have the, you know, the fleece shawls out at this point that are just always so soft. And I like those because you can just wear nearly anything under them, and you look sort of dressed up on the outside. And I tried one on, and Bob was nice. He said, "Oh, that looks so good on you." But then I thought, oh, you know, once I get out my winter clothes, I'll probably have one of these in the box. So I declined on it, and I didn't get it. But I got the chicken fried steak, and it was great. The other challenge, I think, that I have traveling is I do like my tea. And I get a half and half tea, half sweet, half unsweet. And I did find out in Colorado that there wasn't much sweet tea to be found to half it with the unsweet. You could just have the unsweet. So I had to get accustomed to that. That's okay. Different places do things different ways. So I may do. Y'all, this is what I'm not telling y'all. I ziplined. I did a zip line in Colorado off a mountain, and I thought I would die on the hike part, really gasping for air like a fish out of water. I suggested it to my son Sam, and he couldn't believe that I was suggesting it, but I did. It was just, I just wanted to do something like that. And it's so beautiful up there. And I'd seen this zip line place, and you just go down the side of the mountain. Anyway, you go down like 5, I think we did 5 zip lines, but between zip line 1 and zip line 2, I really thought the end was near and that I should perish, because I was just, you know, and the altitude sickness, I think I got maybe a touch of it. And Sam was so nice, you know, because he didn't even struggle with breath because he's a rugby player, and they are so fit because they play 80 minutes. They run 80 minutes at a time. It's not like football, you go in and out. So he was so nice to his old mother, and he was just like, deep breaths in, bad breath, or I started to say bad feelings out because I was having a bad feeling. But he was very patient. He made sure I had water, and I would tell myself, okay, if you don't die at this moment, try to make it to the next tree. When you get to that next tree, then you can stop and rest again. And so then I'd make it to the next tree, and then I'd tell myself, okay, you're still alive. Try to make it to that log. Go to that log. And so I'd go to that log, and I'd take some breaths and all, and he just was encouraging along the way. Anyway, loved it. I loved zip lining down the mountains and over the treetops. It's just like you're just flying. It's just like freedom. Freedom! It was great. I highly recommend it. If I did it again, I think I would wait a day or two to get used to the Colorado air before I jumped off the side of the mountain. But I was the oldest one in our group. They were all young people, and that's okay. Young people need to see that older people can still have fun. And they didn't really see me gasping for air because they all went and got in line for the next ride down. And so I sort of gasped privately, just me and Sam, and that was good. So it wasn't totally demoralizing or humiliating for me, and it was really great fun. What's it doing? I thought I was gonna die between the, what number was that, Sam?
2 or 3?
Between number 2 zip line and number 3. It was like a death march for this woman. But I did it. And Sam was very encouraging. He was just like a coach. And I know he'll make a good coach, because he kept saying deep breaths in and slow breaths out or something. Keep on keeping on. It was just like going through labor. And your dad was beside me just saying, take some deep breaths, slow, slow, you can do it. Sam did really good in helping his old mama up. All right, I'm signing off so I can keep the little breath I have left.
I say don't talk too much.
I won't. All right, bye. And I'm gonna take this by Molly's later. I hope she won't have to edit. I'm just gonna let y'all just kind of see me like I am today. Because I wanted to just say hi to y'all. Y'all are so good to keep in touch, and you say, where are you? And where are y'all? What are y'all doing? We want to see you back. And so I just wanted to say hi to y'all. But I'm hoping that maybe she can insert that zip lining video or something. It was fun. It was fun. So that's just an encouragement. I was so proud of myself because that is out of character for me. And y'all may think that I'm a thrill seeker, but I am so not a thrill seeker. So it was really a big day for me, which is sort of giving me courage. I'm like, okay, now that I've ziplined, now what am I gonna do? I don't know. But anyway, I would encourage any of y'all to just step out of your comfort zone a little bit, no matter what it might be. It doesn't have to be zip lining, but just trying something new or doing something that you're not normally accustomed to doing, you know? So are y'all cooking anything? I know it's fall, and for some reason, it's still hot here. Y'all could probably see me sweating. But it just makes me want to cook things. So I've got a little casserole concoction for tonight that I made out of leftover chicken and some mashed potatoes, and I just made a little concoction. But I think it's gonna be good. That's sort of my cooking style, is concoction style. But I also bought a pumpkin. No, it did not have pumpkin in it. It was spice. It was an instant cake, you know, a box cake mix, but it said spice. And I just thought, oh, that sounds so moist and so good. And I may try making that tomorrow. I don't know. I need to go get my hair done. And there's always things to do in life, as there is for y'all. So I hope y'all are all well. This is a crazy time in our world with sickness and losses, and I know the political world, and just all kinds of things are going on. I've watched several videos lately encouraging you to go just stock up on a few things in your pantries before the holidays. Not hoard, but just stock up, be wise. I thought, you know, I used to always keep a thing of dried beans in the pantry just because I thought, you know, if something happens, I can cook up these beans and they're good protein and they're cheap and they'll last a while. And I thought, you know, it's probably a wise thing to do that. Just kind of keep stocked up a little bit. And I hear there are shortages in the grocery store, and I would be sad if I knew of someone in need that I couldn't share with. So when I say stock up, I mean also just so we can share with our neighbors. That's a good thing to do. So I don't know how y'all feel about that. What do you feel about that? Some people are just like, it's all okay. And then there's some people that are really fastidious and really make a pointed effort. And so for me, it's always a balance between being a good planner, you know, like the Bible tells us to be prepared and to plan, but also not to be a hoarder and not to be trusting in God's provision. So it's one of those interesting things in life. How do you feel about that? Well, y'all, I just think I've probably said more than y'all need to hear or want to hear. And I don't think any of it's been very exciting, but that's kind of what's going on with us. We should know in the next, I guess, 30 days or so whether we're leaving here. And I hear there's no rent houses to be had, but I'm just going to trust that the Lord will find us a place to land if all this goes through and we sell. So I'm going to prepare as much as I can, and then just have to trust the good Lord for the rest. Anyway, I hope to see y'all again soon, and I hope Molly will be with me, because I do have a lot of fun when her and I have, you know, we're talking back and forth. Just me sitting out here in the yard looking at my phone is probably not the most entertaining thing, but I mean it well. So I hope you were able to do a load of laundry or cook yourself something up for supper while you listen to me rattle on. But I appreciate y'all who are subscribers, and I thank you for always doing your best to like our videos. We never have figured out how to get monetized. We've got enough people, but we can't figure it out. And I just think maybe it's just not meant to be. We're going to have a good time anyhow. So thanks for dropping in, and we'll see you again soon, I hope. Bye, y'all.
Are you ready for our kitchen remodel?
I am ready.
Okay, I want to know, how long do you think we'll be down?
I'm gonna guess without a sink, I'm gonna guess 3 weeks.
3 weeks, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, he's thinking 3 weeks. I think it's gonna be longer. I don't know how much longer, but I think it's gonna be longer.
Yeah.